Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Respecting the Beer. My name is Gary Arndt. With me, as usual, are the couple that probably would have been nominated for a Nobel Prize in brewing if such a thing existed. They are my Big Bang couple. The good doctors, Allison and Bobby McFleshman.
Everyone has one, I guess.
I don't. I guess I do now. I don't know.
Sheldon and Amy from Big Bang.
Oh, goodness.
Which one am I?
Sheldon. He's from Texas. You're from Oklahoma. Both physicists. And Joel.
Is there like a Three's Company neighbor in the show?
I'm Mr. Furley.
Who was done?
I demand that you wear a leisure suit on Wednesday. I demand it. It has to happen.
All right. Subject to this episode.
Focus.
We have talked about several big days you have on the calendar here at McFleshman's. You got Mile of Music, you got Oktoberfest, and those are community events that you guys take part of that you got to get ready for because they're big business days for you. But we recently just had Lagerfest. And unlike those other events, Lagerfest is your thing. This is something that you guys put on. It's a beer festival. You got brewers from around the state that come in. You got food trucks. You got Boy Scouts selling brats. You got bands, bunch of events, Stein holding competitions, all the stuff. So why don't we start out with why do you do it?
I think they do it because it's my favorite day at the brewery.
Yeah,
That
it's for
is
Joel.
the only
That's
reason.
why. Before I knew
said-
Joel was going to work here,
Yeah,
I thought
15 years
maybe
ago, we were
we'll-
like, maybe we're going to meet this person
Yeah.
who really wants this festival.
But you have to admit, this is the day at the brewery that is the most fun.
I don't know. It is a lot of work, but the work is done most up to the point, I guess.
But it's a different kind of work than what you have for Mile of Music.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right?
Mile of Music, we show up and we just have to tend to, 700 people an hour. Lagerfest.
We're planning that party, Lagerfest.
Yeah.
We're not planning Mile of Music.
So we shut down State Street, which is a city block, just city street. And we have we average 20, 21 some years, 2019 some years, craft breweries who bring their best lager. And we have a band in the street. It's from 2 to 6 p.m. People buy a ticket and they can just go and sample all sorts of different lagers that other local-ish craft breweries make. And years ago, this is back in Oklahoma days. Do you remember that beer fest we organized that the radio took over?
Yeah, it was like Red Earth something.
Yeah. There was a beer fest that we were part of the Yeasty Boys.
Actually, it was, I pretty much did it with Scott. Yeah.
Then let me tell the story.
Go for it.
So we were part of the Yeasty Boys Brew Club in Oklahoma
Of course
City.
you were.
Yes. And
there were how many women in the Yeasty
there were
Boys?
there was me and Layla.
It's an unfortunate name.
It was
of a
such an
brew
unfortunate
club.
name. Anyway, so the Yeasty Boys put on this beer
I was
fest.
in the UTIPA club.
They're perfect timing. Joel shoots beer out his nose.
Anyways,
So this radio station threw this beer fest where they had all these breweries come in downtown Oklahoma City, and they decided not to do it one year. And so the homebrew club was like, oh, that's kind of sad. And so Bobby's like, we should do it. So Bobby and I, while we were in grad school, decided to throw this beer party, and we organized and we got the whole thing going. It took so much time and work. And then the radio station said after it was successful, they were like, oh, this is actually cool. We're going to take this back. So that was frustrating. But we kind of figured out what it meant to do a beer. Now, a beer fest is very different than a Mile. So Mile of Music, we have to brew all of this beer, and it takes Bobby and the team in the back months of planning because all the beer people drink on site is ours. Lagerfest, however, we only have maybe 4 kegs that are tapped. Everyone else just brings the beer. So it's really just organizing the party.
Which might be why it's my favorite day.
It's true. It's not as stressful as...
No, it's not. But the big boost about that day, because this place is like anything else. We have a clientele. We have the pub clubbers. We have people that come in that are visiting, and random folks. That day is reserved for the region's beer nerds.
Yeah.
They come here, and it is exactly the type of person that you built this for.
Yeah, and I'm not from here, so it's hard for me to speak to this, but I think they're looking for something authentic, something very German, and also something very Wisconsin. So we try to put our own spin on it. And I think they like what we're offering compared to some of the options out there.
Yeah, and so the 2 weeks or a week prior is the large Appleton Oktoberfest, which we are featured at as the primary
Which is
craft
also
beer.
fun, but
Which
it's
is
different.
lovely.
It is fun, but it's a
However,
very different animal.
Very different animal. And like there's 250,000 people spanning a mile is a lot. Whereas Lagerfest is really
ours more for introverts.
introvert Oktoberfest.
No, see, I would disagree with that. I think there's more in-depth, warm conversations happening.
Okay,
in
I
the
guess I mean
street.
physically,
Yeah.
you're less crowded in. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you're having more authentic,
this is true. Yeah.
excellent conversations. And you're seeing people that, maybe you haven't seen in a while, and then you're meeting new people, which is, I've said, to me, is my favorite thing about being here.
That's true. There's a couple people who I've met. Now, one guy I met twice. Guys, Martson is his name? Matson?
Wait.
Remember.
His name is Martin. Tell me his name is Martin.
Well, it's not Martson, but it's like Matson, I believe. And he was like, I talked to you last year. I'm talking to you again. I was like, I remember you. And he gave some really good feedback. And anyway, but we get to meet people, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's the best part. That's why it's the best day of the year.
But the other fun thing is that we also get to meet the brewers who come out and bring their best lager. And it was so fun. I made the menu based on what everyone said that they were going to bring, and there was one IPA out of 20 breweries. Everyone brings 3 or 4 beers. There was only one IPA in the entire lot. So it was really fun to see those brewers who typically don't brew lagers get to try and flex their muscles and trying to, do these new flavors.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see the people not have to have IPAs 12, 10 or 12 of those in a day, and where they really themselves focus on lagers. And these people they're nerding out, but they're just having a good time. They're not geeking out that hard.
That's true. So one of the fun things about the way that we do Lagerfest now is we've learned over the years, but the last 3 years this was the 3rd time we've done our beer parade. Is that right?
Yeah, with you and I.
Yeah. So Joel and I are paired together. The way we divvy out the work is everyone handles it's a buddy system of work that has to be done the day of the festival. And Joel and I are charged with the beer parade in which, Joel, would you like to describe the beer parade?
I would, yeah. So you and I like a spectacle.
Yes. As does the crowd.
As does the crowd. And so you and I have always been buddies. We are buddies, but we're buddies
think so.
on that day. And
We're also both teachers.
yep, and we're both loud,
Yes,
and we both like a crowd. I think we're both kind of hams a
I
little
think
bit.
so.
And yet the malt hop divide separates.
Oh my God. And also the funny, not funny separates us too.
Oh boy. But anyway,
Sorry.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
we like to rile up the crowd and go through, and we find people that we think would be a good candidate to to tap the keg for us. And
that's a show.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's
And we
a
may or may
total
not
show.
overcharge those, as in so that they become so compressed they spray the entire crowd. They love to tap those firkins. Yeah.
So
and we had some great pictures this year. Chris
Yes.
Chapman,
Really good pictures.
one of our great volunteers, a great
Yes.
friend of the brewery. When she did it, I think she did I could be wrong on this. If I am, Chris, I apologize. But she did, I believe, the pickle beer.
Yeah, she did pickle.
And
Traditional German style.
Yeah,
pickle beer.
the explosion out of the keg was a great photo. I think it was on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'd love to get those on the wall.
Yeah,
So good.
right.
Well, and
Yeah.
so years ago, so in Munich, when they celebrate Oktoberfest, they take the keg and they parade it down, and there's all this pomp and circumstance with it. And Bobby wanted us to do that. And so for the first couple of years of Lager, because this is our 7th one, we would take a the first year we took a full keg, which because you were so authentic, you didn't think about how awful it was going to be. And so we're lugging 80 pounds down College Ave for like a mile.
It might have been a full 160.
I hate you so much. Anyway, and so then he's like, maybe we should just do an empty keg. And it, regardless, parading it anywhere is just such a hassle and no one cares and it's annoying. But if you have them in the festival and you have it on a cart with wheels, then you can really have some fun.
And a bell.
And a bell. Oh my
Well,
God.
of course
Bell.
you have to have a
The
bell.
bell.
Bells somehow become our
Although there
sound.
was a baby this year, and every time I got near the baby,
That
I
was so great.
Immediately had to like
It
silence the
was
bell.
so
There was
great.
a sleeping baby.
And the parents were so appreciative.
they were.
And you never woke the baby.
I never woke
You
the
waited
baby.
10, 15 yards, and then you were past, and then you rang the bell like crazy.
But it's so great. All I have to do, so I MC the festival, and I get up on the microphone and get everyone excited or whatever in between the music. But then all I have to do is just act like an idiot in front of this keg that Joel is pushing, ringing a bell. It's the easiest job.
Yeah, it's an incredibly good time. I do have one observation about the quality of beer this year as opposed to 2 years ago. The last 2 years, I have not been able to, because I usually would walk around with the beer on my shoulder to try to distribute it at the end. That doesn't happen anymore.
That's true.
It doesn't happen. The beer is gone.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's no reason for me,
So-
because people
partly-
think it's impressive. Oh my
Right.
gosh, look at that!
Yeah.
That
So-
guy, he's walking around with a keg on his shoulder. I can't even do it anymore because the beer goes so
Well,
fast.
part of
fast.
that, they've been trained now. They
They
know
have.
they know the drill.
Well, and that's where, so we would, the first couple years, we just had the McFleshman's booth that people would come up and sample the beers. But then this is one of those, like, Bobby, I'm going to divorce you if we do this anymore, which I was so fed up with the parade down College Avenue during the farmer's market. And I don't even remember how we got to the idea.
So instead of that, we
I
now
look-
have a beer garden happening.
I look
at
you
the
in
farmer's
the eye
market
and
on the
I'm
day
like,
of.
can we just parade during the festival? And that's where the parade started. So then we decided, okay, we're going to get rid of the McFleshman's booth. That's just going to be check-in. And then only on the hour will we have the McFleshman's beer revealed and everyone gets excited about it. Because it was 4 years ago that it was me, Matt Stone King, Steve Weeks, and I can't remember the fourth one, who walked it down. And by the end of it, we were all just like broken. We couldn't do it. It hurt so bad.
This sounds so barbaric.
Well, it's because your authenticity is painful.
Okay, you forgot to mention that there were clowns and dinosaurs accompanying you on the way.
Oh my god.
Oh, gee, that's so great. That makes the keg that's way too heavy so much lighter.
Well, okay, we've advanced, we've aged, and we've improved, and we've learned.
Well, and now
Yeah.
next year I'm super excited. So dude, I haven't even told you about this.
Oh boy.
So I want to, not only will the cart have flags on it, but I'm imagining even more bells that, like, in it, the keg will be draped. Imagine like a parade horse or whatever with the dressage,
Right.
like, costume. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that baby's screwed.
Yes.
Yeah. How are we going to do that with the baby?
I don't know.
Maybe the baby will be grown up by
That's
now.
true.
It's Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
that, you never
Right.
know. Maybe.
fair.
So Firestone Walker has a beer fest. It's called the Firestone
Paso Robles, California.
There it
by
is.
the way.
Yeah, it's called the Firestone Invitational each year, and they invite the best of the best. And I thought that this might grow into something like that. And we're already there. We just need.
I think
need to
you
keep
should
adding.
have
Yeah.
I think you could have a judged best of competition,
Mhm.
Oh, that's a great idea.
and you could give people like a token
Yeah.
that they can then vote
Yes.
by
Yeah.
dropping it into a can or something
Oh,
at everyone's
man,
thing.
that's a
I-
good
I've
And you
seen-
can have best of show,
Yeah.
like whatever most popular.
Yep.
And then give them a little, I don't know, something to hang on the wall.
This is one of the least involved ideas Gary has thrown. Let's grab that one.
That's true.
I had this idea
All it
last
does
year.
involves plastic coins.
Which
Not
we
drilling a hole through the ceiling or.
No rewrite of the business plan.
Well, and we
Now,
have,
I have to ask you though, there was of the beers that came out and with the production and everything, the dill pickle beer.
Don't
Is this actually a thing?
It's a
It was
thing.
there.
No, you mean
No,
like
I mean-
in the industry.
But you're saying like this is traditional German, and I'm like,
No, I'm-
no,
Oh, that
it
was-
isn't.
messing
We,
with
is
Yeah.
Kat listening? Kat, if you're listening, turn off the broadcast
Yeah.
at this time.
Like, it just seems like, all these things, I'm like, one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah. It's sort of a nod to, yes,
Hey,
cat. And also,
science advances sometimes with failed experiments.
That's true.
It
It is the light bulb that didn't work.
I would say the market is like 15% of all beer drinkers love pickle beer. And it's a
Who are
lane.
these people beside Cat?
There is
I-
go to Festival, go to your local grocery store, you'll see it on the shelf. It's probably 3% of what's on the shelf. It's not nothing, but it's not going to grow much past where it is. It has its lane. And it's a little bit of let's reset, let's have a little fun with it. We may not do that one again, but we do it, and it always is extremely popular. And
It is
Kat
extremely
is definitely
popular.
the cheerleader.
She is the cheerleader
Yeah.
behind it. But last year we were really excited about a barrel aged debaucher rye, which is like a 12%. Is that right? What's ABV? on that?
Doppelbock aged in rye whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about 12.
Anyway, so we were so excited about it, but we didn't think, and we reserved this one for our VIPs. So it starts an hour early for the VIPs. They get to try all the beers and not have to wait in line, even though there's no lines. But we didn't take into account the fact that they would be starting an hour early to have essentially a 5-hour beer fest, and we were going to start them off with a 12% imbibing experience.
But it's only 5 ounces.
Well, but when we tap it though, unless we're policing,
Oh, yeah. It could
because
be a
the
full
line
liter.
is
Oh,
the
never
line
mind
forms and everyone just comes up with their mugs, and then the idea is that you just next person, the next person, and they filled them a little high,
Yeah.
and our closest patrons enjoyed.
I will say my favorite thing about Lagerfest, Gertrude.
I was going to say,
can
she's
you
complaining
speak
about
to the
the
Gertrude?
12. Yeah, we released that to the pub club.
What is Gertrude?
Oh, what is Gertrude? So it is of the lineage of the triple debaucher rye, and so, but it's not quite the same beer. So our Doppelbock is called triple debacle Doppelbock. It's an alliteration that we think you can't say when you shouldn't have more. So we then put that into a Rittenhouse rye whiskey barrel up to 9 months and package it as triple debauch rye. But Gertrude only sits in that barrel for about 3 months. And then we have a very forgetful team. I'm documented on this podcast for saying as much. They leave it outside in January, tends to be for some reason. And it
Is that when it's
freezes.
really cold?
Yeah,
It
turns
could be.
out.
I told you how you can make unlimited amounts of this completely legal, right?
It is legal when you're just forgetful.
No,
but
no,
yes, I've
like-
heard the alternative. Yeah.
There's a distillery on the other end of town that has a license.
Mm-hmm.
So this idea came from how they do Passover in Israel for institutional stuff with bread. They sell all their bread to someone who's not Jewish during Passover, then they buy it back. So you literally bring your kegs down there in the winter and you sell it to them,
Yep.
and then they sell it back to you at a 5%
Gary's making
markup.
air quotes, by the way.
And no, you
Oh, we don't have a YouTube channel? I
No,
thought
you
all this
legally
time.
can
That's
sell
why
it
I
to
dress
them.
like this.
and then they sell it back. They get a markup and they do nothing. It just sits in their parking lot and it freezes. But they are the ones who are then legally doing the distillation,
Yeah.
and then
Aren't they
you
a
get it back.
mixed group? They're not even.
Well, you can be a distiller without.
You can
distilling.
whoever has
Distilling.
the license.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
But
Yeah.
anyway, so it goes. The barrels get left outside. There's not many of them. Maybe one.
So it sneaks out once in a while, and this is a great occasion to release it. But yeah, Gary's right. We'll bring it out at the beginning of Lagerfest, and if you are
It's specific for
VIP.
VIP or pub clubbers can come into the tap room and enjoy a small sampling of it on tap, which is a very rare thing. Because I think we only
That's
have
the only
like,
time I've ever seen it is
And it goes
year and
like
last year.
crazy.
yeah.
Yep.
And we only put it on for that limited time, and then we immediately take it back off again. And it is prized and kept in a very secret location.
One of my dear friends who comes to the brewery, I think he knows that I'm talking about him here, had some of the Gertrude and had to leave the festival early.
She's a strong one.
She is, and I think
Gertie is quite strong.
she sneaks up on you.
yeah, she's north of 14.
Yeah,
it's a
Yeah.
sipping beer. It's
Oh
Yeah.
God! And it is just pure malt. I mean, it'd be like if molasses tasted good.
It is a very deceptive beer. Even at 14, it does warm your mouth and your palate, but it doesn't drink like a spirit. It's just so rich. It's so buttery. Not in the way diacetyl is buttery, but just really smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's
We're
Gertie
really
coming
proud
out
of that
again?
one.
'Cause
It
they're-
has to be a confluence of mistakes. It has to be a series
I have a
of
bottle of
mistakes.
it sitting in my fridge still.
But we.
Oh my gosh, you just left yourself open for theft. People may potentially
It's okay.
break into your house.
I'm texting someone right now. Just hang out here a little while.
I remember the first time I had it. I think it was Jay that brought in a bottle. And I
oh,
never
Jay
had it.
loves
Yeah,
the
Jay Jackson
Gertrude.
normally has a
And
lot of
Jay
them.
probably
There
has
was
20
a bottle
bottles.
of it for sale still in the cooler, so I grabbed it. Yeah,
Much to Jay's chagrin.
he has.
He has
A
several.
lot.
Yeah,
If
he's
we
a
could keep
collector.
tabs on where they are, I think. Yeah, I know Jay has some.
I'm gonna start buying back from Jay to sell in the tap room at this point.
We,
There might be a markup.
So going back to the festival thing, you guys also do other people's festivals. Like
Yes.
there's not.
Well-
I wouldn't say every brewery does this, but many do.
No, there's a lot. Yeah.
And what sort of value do you get out of doing other beer fests?
Well, first of all, it's an honor for me to have people reach out panicked that they didn't respond to an RSVP for this beer fest.
yeah.
Or to reach out and say, "Hey, we never saw the invite at all," because what you're talking about is the fatigue that brewers feel from having to do beer fest every
Yes.
week.
So we are at a beer fest, especially between. Oh goodness, beer fest season starts probably in mid-May, even though it does go throughout winter. But we normally are at a beer fest every weekend throughout the entire spring and summer, and into
we
fall.
do hundreds of events per year.
It's exhausting. And so we have to be selective in which ones we go to. And we do get paid for them. And so that's what, if you go to a beer fest and you buy a ticket, that ticket cost, that money goes to paying each of the
It
brewery
partially
representatives.
offsets our
It
costs,
offsets,
and we get marketing for the other half.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we break even at these beer fests that we go to, but it's a way for people who are interested in beer, as Joel said, Lagerfest is for people who really enjoy good beer all in one location, and they can go sample all of these wonderful breweries without having to travel to each of them.
So
The U.S. What do we get out of going to other
Yeah.
beer fests? For me, it's the same thing. Like I'll reach out to beer fests that I want to be a part of in the same way. I get in front of the same crowd. We're finding our target. It may not be the same people, but it's the same market, the same demographic.
okay, want another good idea?
Please.
None of the breweries here were doing anything to. They were just like, okay, I give them my Stein and they put some stuff in it, and that was it. There was nothing in terms of signing up for an email list, joining their Facebook group. There were no QR codes. There was nothing that I could do as a follow-up. And I think if you're going to go to these events, the goal is to develop a following and to have something that, okay, you've tasted it. There needs to be another step. This needs to be the introduction to something more.
How about a small card that says, "Have you heard of Lagerfest? Scan here." Or even better,
That would be a
card that says, "Hey, we have a podcast called Respecting the Beer. Scan this QR code and come to our tap room
I mean,
for a buy one,
that
get
is
one."
the market for this podcast, right?
Yep.
Beer nerds who
And when McFleshman's goes to these brew fests, we've got those little handout things that do give information. If other breweries aren't doing that, it's because they don't have a Gary telling them what to do. In all
And
honesty.
Wednesday night, for those of you who are wondering, gosh, I'd love to come in on a Wednesday and meet Joel and Gary. Wednesday is 4 hours of Gary giving me ideas.
It is in all the best ways. It's so
I have never
exhausting.
met anyone with more ideas, and that includes you.
Yo, this
Like,
guy.
you have a lot of ideas.
No, we're sitting in front of a mic because of him. I'm
That's
touching
fair.
this wall around the staircase.
Right. I'm looking at David because of him, which is such a privilege.
No, it's true.
And so, to go back to this, is this worth your time?
Oh, God.
Oh,
Is Lagerfest
hell
worth
yeah.
your time? I mean,
I love Lagerfest.
not from a community building standpoint. I think that's kind of obvious. It's a great day on the calendar. Financially, is this worth your time?
Up to now, up to last year, no. Previous years, we have lost money. And we've thought of the loss has been because of it being a marketing budget, essentially. So we're the loss is equal to the amount that we're putting in for the marketing. However, because Lagerfest is growing, and I haven't seen the numbers quite yet. We haven't done our Lagerfest debrief. We had
Is that on YouTube? I'd like
There's a lot of spreadsheets.
oh god, those spreadsheets.
and graphs at
And
Mateo's.
Yes.
Yes.
Good old graphs. But we this year I think we actually did break even, if not actually see a little bit of positive. And we had
and
a
that- to be-
huge
I don't think any beer fest is made to make money.
no,
It's
well,
made
owning
to
a brewery
market.
and being
Yeah.
anything related to craft beer is definitely not in it to make money. You're in it to break even or make a living. And for this Lagerfest, we had beautiful weather. That's a huge factor.
The weather's been unbelievable.
The last 2 years have been
It's
so
been
good,
crazy.
which makes me really scared
It's
for
gonna
next
snow
year.
next year.
I know.
That would be cool.
okay.
No, it
Yeah.
would be cold, is what that would be.
Good. I'm good with it.
But we had a huge number of folks who were really wanting to enjoy different types of beers that we offered in the tap room, and folks hung around and stuff, and so we had good sales because of that. But the beer fest itself, that it's designed to really break even because we want to keep costs down for the ticket. But in order to pay for access to all of these unlimited beers, the price has to go up, especially with inflation and all those things.
I forget who the brewery was, but they had a van, and they just opened up their
Oh.
door.
Oh my god, that was
And they will
neat.
be on this podcast
Yeah.
in a couple
And
months.
They just had taps.
Yep.
It was like this
In a
is
van?
this is brilliant.
Yep.
Like they were so ready
Yeah.
for this, and
so
it was
great.
Yeah.
Soon,
I wish I
hopefully,
had that van.
Well,
Yeah.
well, we're about to have a horse trailer.
Or that.
The panels are sitting in our front yard as we
like the
speak.
equivalent of that, but on a trailer.
Yes. Have we not talked about the horse trailer in this podcast yet?
Whole episode coming
Oh,
up.
never mind.
Meanwhile,
Whoa,
do
omit
tell.
that.
meanwhile, David's looking for why do people care about any of this? So I would say Allison's going to punch me somewhere and get just a little bit more than arm's length away.
Is that the Big
What-
Bang Gary was
What
talking about?
rhymes with, or what doesn't rhyme with Ale Fest or Lager Fest? I just gave it away. We're going to do an Ale Fest this spring. Oh no. Oh yeah, Ale Fest #1. See, she's going
Her
to
face,
swing her.
for those of you who are not
I love it
with
when
us,
things are never discussed between them come
Yeah.
out on the show for the
this
first
is
time.
one of those. Her face, by the way, is pure unadulterated joy.
It was Emmy's idea.
Okay, I will say this has been the first Lagerfest year that I haven't had to do any really of the planning. Emmy and Danielle they took care of
Emmy's
all
running the
Emmy
tap
is
room and
so
events
good.
for us.
She took care of she's like, Allison, you just show up at this day, do this thing, and get on the microphone and dance around with a
Show
belt,
up with your partner.
acting like an idiot.
Yep.
And I did, and it was so great. So she handled all of it. So if she's on the team, then whatever.
So Alapalooza.
Oh my god.
Oh no! So we got this many weeks to figure out the name and all the other
What about
ideas.
Stout Week?
Well, that's what we're going to combine.
Which it used to be Stout
a
Day,
lot of this
and
together.
it
Yeah.
was. It's like the mayor on Nightmare Before Christmas. As soon as Halloween's over, he's freaking out that they only have 365 days before the next. That is Bobby Fleshman to a T,
On like 6 different occasions,
right?
though.
And
Yeah.
he's like, as soon
It's
as
not just
Lagerfest
one
is
day.
over, he's like, well, we have to get started for Stout Day, and I got so
He's
mad.
got notes for Mile. He's got
You
notes
got-
for
I
October.
always think of like, I don't know if you think of it this way, but like Mile of Music to Lagerfest is like the holiday season for you guys.
It is so busy.
It's like, you know,
Yes, it is. Yeah.
instead
And
of
not,
like
and not in the sense of
Thanksgiving to New
vacation
Year's,
time.
it's-
Yeah.
Well, and we really do think Lagerfest is the end of the year for us.
It
So
is.
Bobby and I,
It's where it all starts over.
as soon as Lagerfest was over, we finally like cleaned our house and did laundry and like did like normal house type things.
And now we've
because-
embarked on 3 different construction projects on site here at the brewery.
And that's the brewery stuff.
So back to this horse trailer. So
'Cause that's
like for
totally
farmers
connected.
market, you could just pull up the horse trailer and
Yeah.
That's
boom,
the
you're
plan.
set to
There
go.
it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
That seems like a very good
An-
idea.
Any weekend that
it wasn't
Joel,
yours.
I know.
any
It was-
weekend that Joel's available to officiate, we can do weddings.
Yep, we can do weddings. We
Like,
can
all in one.
And the cool thing about the horse trailer is horses are very heavy, as are beer, and they're on a dual axle. But
And also we have an access to an actual horse for whatever that's worth. that can be a unicorn for an upcharge.
that
There's a
will-
lot of options on the table.
There
But
is
the horse-
so much to unpack in the last 30
Also,
seconds.
are you seriously thinking about doing another thing?
You better
Yes.
answer this carefully.
The answer is yes.
To be
Yes.
determined.
Yes, it's the so we have done a stout day that became stout week, and
Because I was
And
about
you completely dropped the ball on the Feast of St. Hildegard this year.
I
Wait, when
we
was
didn't have enough
September
tanks.
17th.
This is
Oh.
Gary. It's one of the reasons we're doing this whole new tank expansion. We're
You're
gonna
doing a tank expansion to accommodate for the Feast of St.
well.
Hildegard?
Hildy is part of the reason. Yes,
Yeah.
Hildy is
Did you
definitely
see the meme I posted when you?
Yes.
when I
And also we have a
dropped that-
Grammy
oh, yeah.
award-winning singer who's offered to sing some of her hymns.
Oh my gosh! By the way, Hildy's in the
I
tank.
don't think her music isn't really what you'd call rockin'.
Oh no, this is an opera
No,
singer.
This is
So she's
opera.
different, right? No. So Esli Gomez she's offered to sing for us, and so I'll
Is this a
bring her
Lawrence
on.
connection?
It is. Yes, she's a Lawrence faculty.
Does she know Isaiah?
Not yet. She will.
Okay. I would
The
be
entire
very
university will.
intrigued by this.
Yes. Oh, we should have her on to talk about Hildy. And actually, yay. So
Hildy
next
comes out in 3 weeks. so-
next year, Lawrence has two faculty, Danielle Joyner and Sarah Ceballos, are going to be giving a whole public convocation on Hildegard von Bingen. So, yes.
You must have Hildy available for
I
this.
know.
Can there be a podcast?
What was it?
There can be. It's the honors convo in next year.
We'll make it happen.
Celebrate Hildy. Woo, the actual Hildegard. Cool.
Okay, I
Yes.
think we've exhausted everything we can talk about for Lagerfest at this point.
Hildy might be the most underrated beer at McFleshman's. I'm just putting that out there.
Oh, it's not. There's I know myself, Christoph.
Chris, if I had a
Several
nickel for
others.
every time Christoph said, "Where's Hildy?" I literally,
I
totally
was suggesting that they get out the chalkboard and put a number of days for Hildy because it hasn't
Well,
been
she's
updated
the
for
one that Bobby was decocting the other day. I was like, "Do you really need to decoct everything?" Anyway,
Double.
so she's
It was a
coming
double
out. Double
decoction.
decoction. Hell,
It just-
And if you want to know what decoction means, you'll have to join the Patreon page.
Also, if you want to know how to give brewers anxiety, make one of these boards with days since, because my brewers came to me today and they said, "Hey, dude, we're down to like one keg of Public House. Should we tell the front of house about this?" Like, no, they're going to tell us. They're going to get the board out. They said, "Yeah, we know." They're on edge already.
And actually, I
I
want
feel
you to
bad
show
now
me
'cause that's
after
what I've
this
been
how many
drinking.
of the new tanks do you have in?
Oh, we only have one, but
it hasn't been installed yet
it-
because
don't
there's
worry.
a list of things.
There's a list of
like horse
projects.
trailer
We'll-
that needs to be finished.
by the time this airs, David, we'll have a whole bunch more installed.
How many more are coming?
7.
It's going to be 7 in that
8.
8 in that room.
Yeah. Plus 1. There's another tank in there now.
Oh boy.
Yep. You
All
got
right.
a lot of 547 to sell, man.
I got
Well,
you.
that
I
concludes-
got your back, buddy.
That concludes this episode of Respecting the Beer. The producer of Respecting the Beer is David Kelso. Without David, this show simply does not exist. Please make sure to join the Facebook group to get updates and to support the show over on Patreon, where you can actually get free stuff like specially brewed beers and to listen to all the stuff that doesn't make it into the regular show. And I assure you, there is actually quite a bit. Links to both of these are in the show notes. And until next time, please remember to respect the beer.